Imagine yourself in an important meeting or a session with your closest friends. You're speaking with enthusiasm, but suddenly you notice that the eyes are wandering and the faces are uninterested. The responses are cold and brief, and everyone seems to be waiting for you to finish speaking. Then, suddenly, someone else intervenes in the conversation. As soon as they begin to speak, a dramatic shift occurs. Everyone goes silent immediately. All eyes turn toward them, and attention becomes fully focused on them. They speak with calmness and confidence, and every word they utter carries special weight. What happened here? What is the secret behind this sudden shift in attention? Do some people possess this magical ability to attract attention and respect? Or are there techniques and hidden secrets that anyone can learn to use? In order to become the center of attention in any conversation, the truth is that charisma in conversation is not an innate talent reserved for certain individuals. It is a skill that can be acquired and developed. In this content, I will reveal the secrets and techniques used by the most powerful speakers in the world, which will enable you to influence anyone you talk to. It will ensure that everyone listens to you with genuine interest and respect. Charisma in conversation is not merely about using powerful words or a deep voice, as many believe. It is a complete and complex art that relies on a combination of psychological and physical factors that most people do not notice, yet they have a strong and subconscious impact on listeners. Let me start with an important question. Have you ever listened to someone speak and felt that it was impossible to distract your attention from them? Someone whose words carried a special charm, making you want to hear them until the end, even if the topic didn't initially interest you. These individuals share a common secret, and this secret is what I will teach you today. The first and most important secret is that those who possess charisma in their speech do not start talking in an ordinary way. Instead, they use a powerful psychological technique that makes listeners subconsciously attracted to them, creating an atmosphere of anticipation and expectation even before they utter their first word. This secret is smart silence. Yes, silence before speaking. When you start talking immediately and quickly after gaining attention, you appear rushed or anxious, which gives an impression of weakness. But the most charismatic and influential people do the exact opposite. They take a moment of silence before speaking any words, creating a sense of anticipation and curiosity in the minds of listeners. This silence is not a sign of hesitation or ignorance. On the contrary, it is a sign of complete control and absolute self-confidence. Imagine you're watching an exciting movie and the crucial moment is approaching. But instead of the surprise happening immediately, the scene pauses for a few moments. The camera zooms in on the hero's face, and the tension in the atmosphere increases. Suddenly, the event you've been waiting for occurs. This technique is not limited to the world of art. It is used by great politicians and influential speakers. If you notice how great leaders speak, you will find that they do not rush into their words. Instead, they leave moments of silence before important sentences, making their words seem more impactful and powerful. Silence, when used wisely and skillfully, becomes a powerful weapon for controlling the conversation and attracting attention. Try this technique in the next conversation you have. Pause for a few seconds before you begin your speech. Don't rush to speak. Just take a deep breath, look into the eyes of those around you, and wait. You will notice how others will wait for what you will say, because you have simply made them anticipate something important from you. But silence alone is not enough to achieve the desired charisma. The second important element is opening psychological loops. The human mind inherently dislikes incomplete and unfinished matters. If someone starts an exciting story, but suddenly stops before revealing its ending, we feel a strong sense of annoyance and want to know what happened. Powerful speakers cleverly exploit this psychological truth. They do not provide answers immediately. Instead, they pose questions that stir curiosity, making listeners eager to hear more. Let me give you a practical example. Imagine you start your speech by saying, "There is a simple mistake that 90% of people make," which makes them appear weak and ineffective in any conversation. Just this sentence, without any additional details, will make the listener want to know what this mistake is and how they can avoid it. Instead of giving the answer right away, you can delay it a bit, which increases the listener's excitement and compels them to listen until the end. Once you have their full attention, you must maintain it. This is where tone and pacing in conversation come into play. Have you ever noticed that some people, no matter how ordinary their words are, attract attention simply by the way they speak? They do not speak in a monotonous and dull rhythm. Instead, they constantly change the speed of their speech. They lower their voice at certain moments, then raise it at others, and use short pauses between sentences to highlight important points, making their conversation more engaging and less predictable. Take any skilled speaker. You will find that they know exactly when to slow down their speech to create tension and anticipation, and when to speed it up to add excitement and energy. Now, let us move on to another element that is no less important than the previous ones: body language and physical presence. Imagine a person speaking with high confidence and strong words, but their hands are visibly trembling, or their eyes are darting away from the listeners, or they stand hunched as if trying to shrink in size and disappear. Would you feel they are a strong and influential person? Of course not. Confident body language is a natural extension of what you say with your voice. Do not stand slumped or move aimlessly. Take your natural space. Use your hands moderately and thoughtfully, and look others directly in the eye without appearing anxious, because listeners do not only hear your voice, they also read your body language and nonverbal communication. If there is a conflict between what you are saying and what your body and movements are expressing, they will believe your body language over your words. And most importantly, do not fill your speech with hesitant phrases and filler words like or you know. These phrases kill charisma instantly and make you appear insecure. When you speak, pause instead of filling the silence with hesitant and unhelpful sounds. Every time you feel about to say take a moment of silence instead. You will find that your speech becomes more powerful, clearer, and smoother. You may now wonder how to apply all this practically. What specific and clear steps can I start taking today to become more influential in any conversation I enter? In fact, there is a simple yet powerful exercise. The next time you speak to a group of people, try applying the following points. Start with at least 2 seconds of silence before you say your first word.
Begin with an unexpected sentence or an intriguing question that captures their attention. Monitor your body language. Stay relaxed but confident. Vary your tone of voice during the conversation and don't stick to the same monotonous rhythm. Use deliberate pauses. Wisely, let your tone reflect the emotions and feelings you want to convey. These steps may seem simple and straightforward, but they make a huge and noticeable difference in how people react to you. Try them now, and you will immediately notice that people are listening to you in a completely different way. You will feel real control and authority in the conversation and realize that you no longer need to shout or repeat yourself to attract attention. Rather, the way you speak will naturally command respect and authority from others. But before we conclude, there is one very important thing you need to know and understand well. True charisma does not lie in speaking a lot or filling the room with your voice, but in making others know that when you speak, your words are always worth listening to and paying attention to. Some people mistakenly think that influencing others requires talking a lot or using complex and elaborate words, or raising their voice loudly to attract attention. But the truth is exactly the opposite. Words alone are not enough. It greatly depends on how you use and employ them. The same sentence can seem very strong and impactful when said by a confident person, while it can appear weak and ordinary when said by someone hesitant and insecure. The golden key is to act as if you have something important and valuable to say, even before you utter a word. Have you noticed how skilled and influential speakers have that magical ability to make any topic seem interesting and exciting? Even when they talk about something simple and ordinary, their manner and style make you want to listen to them attentively. This is because they do not only focus on what they say, but also on how they say it and how they deliver it. Continuously practice these skills and make them an integral part of your character and interaction style. You will see for yourself how people's perceptions of you change, and how your influence and charisma in any conversation or dialogue you enter will increase. Now, the important question: are you ready to try these techniques and methods for yourself? Don't wait for the perfect opportunity or the right moment. Start today. Try them in your next conversation with friends or colleagues and observe the reactions of people and how their treatment of you will change.